This video is about the millionaire habits that will change your life. There are 6 millionaire habits that will change your life for the better and possibly help you to become financially free and financially independent. And to find out what those millionaire habits are, please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG Show, the home of education entertainment, and please do me a favor, if you really enjoyed this video, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. Listen to this quote from billionaire Bill Gates. He said, "If you're born into poverty, it is totally not your fault, so don't feel disheartened. But if you die in poverty at the end of your life, it is totally on you and it's totally your fault." It's stuck with me ever since I read that quote, meaning that you can dictate your financial future no matter where you are, where you're from, what you've done up to this point. You can choose to die in poverty, or you can choose to die a millionaire. But it's not just about leaving this earth with more money than you started. Remember, you can't take all of the money or all your possessions with you to the afterlife. However, you can leave a legacy behind. You can inspire people. You can create a mindset that others may use. You can set a set of habits that can last for generations upon generations to the next generation, to kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and so on. Benjamin Franklin, aka one of the founding fathers, had principles about money, saving, budgeting, and investing that have still been used and are still being used 200 years later. So it doesn't matter about generations, where you're from, culture, whatever. 200 years later, Franklin's principles are still being used. These millionaire habits will not necessarily make you a millionaire, but hopefully they will impact your life for the better. I assure you, I've applied these to myself and I've seen tremendous changes. So here are 6 millionaire habits that will change your life. Number 1, associate with other successful, wealthy people. There's no truer statement than you become who you surround yourself with, or you become the 5 friends you hang out with. I know this as I used to be a gambling addict. And who did I used to associate with all the time? Who were my friends? Gamblers. If you surround yourself with negative, toxic people, your life will be stressful, frustrating, full of drama, and hard. But if you associate with positive, ambitious, like-minded, fun, easygoing people, your life will be amazing. A self-made millionaire I know, as he got older in life, wanted to take his success and wealth to that next level. So he started to associate for the first time in his life with like-minded people, aka winners. He lived in a very affluent area, and when going for a jog, he met another man who was around the same age as him, and they became good friends. Pretty soon they formed a mastermind group, which was a group of like-minded, wealthy, self-made people. They would meet even to this very day, every single weekend for breakfast, and they'd discuss business, ideas, family, they'd joke around, and so on. They called themselves the Breakfast Club. Millionaires have the habit of actually attracting and being around other millionaires. Success is contagious and can easily rub off on one another. If you want to be successful, hang out with successful people. Number 2, millionaires read for self-improvement. Leaders are great readers. Millionaires are always seeking more and more knowledge and information all the time. They read for self-improvement constantly and to expand their knowledge. Even if they're already well versed on a particular subject, there's always something more. Remember, you can't know everything about everything. There's always something to learn. Here are some other brilliant reasons millionaires like to read all the time. For mental stimulation, acquiring new ideas, reducing their stress, expanding their vocabulary, improving their focus, and improving their memory. It's because it's peaceful for them. And actually, really, it's a very low-cost way of entertainment and education. Millionaires are some of the most disciplined people you will ever meet, But despite amassing great wealth, they know they must keep themselves at that high level and status they've gotten themselves to. Hence why they read to constantly keep improving and never let their standards slip. Especially self-made millionaires who know what it is like growing up in adversity, living through poverty, without an education, without a silver spoon in their mouth. They feel, especially those types, that they need to catch up with the more educated millionaires and successful people. So that is why they read, because they went so long in their life without education. Number 3, millionaires stay away from debt. Now, obviously, some millionaires take on debt, mortgages, loans to expand a portfolio, and so on and so forth, or start a new business or a new investment. That's not what I'm talking about. But most of the time, they are staying well clear of debt and never taking on unnecessary, pointless, and more superficial debt. Here is some examples of unnecessary debt. A credit card debt for a luxury item and so on that offers no real value and actually depreciates. Car loans for supercars, sports cars, expensive cars that too depreciate the moment you take them away from the dealership. Taking out a mortgage on a home when you don't need one at all and paying interest only and then actually never owning that house. Any type of payday loans, emergency loans, 1 hour loans, whatever. Small business loans of any kind when you don't need them and you've got reserves. And to a certain degree, student loans. A millionaire I know almost lost it all because he was chasing the fast life. He bought a Lamborghini, a $200,000-$300,000 car, a Patek Philippe watch, extremely expensive watch, and was going to stay in 5-star resorts all the time and eating at expensive restaurants. Then he realized he was taking on more expenses, more debt, and his fortune was shrinking by the second. Until he realized that staying away from his impulses, and especially unnecessary debts, was a much better habit to have to live a less stressful and more fulfilling and more affluent life despite his wealth. Stay away from debt. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Number 4, they practice dream setting. Self-made millionaires are often great dreamers. They look off to the horizon and think to themselves, I want to have financial independence. I want to have 6 figures in my bank account. I want to live life on my terms. There's a big difference between being a dreamer and practicing dream setting. A poor old man I know always dreamt of being rich, yet he never knew how he was going to get there, and he lacked discipline. Instead, he'd often say, when I win big from the lottery, that is when I'll become a millionaire. Now, dream setting for millionaires is completely different. A self-made millionaire I know was back in the 80s thinking about how he's going to get rich. He came from poverty, had no education. Then he discovered that somebody he knew retired in his 40s. Now, back then in the 80s, retiring in your 40s was crazy. It's normally 65. But he realized that he got there through real estate and investing wisely. So his goal was to do the same. And he dreamt of his ideal life, traveling, retiring early. And he did retire, but not at 40, and at 38. Self-made millionaires and most millionaires practice regular dream setting of their ideal life. Millionaires create multiple sources of income. They never put all their eggs in one basket. A pair of twin brothers I know started working out exactly the same time. One dreamt of being a millionaire, the other dreamt of having a steady income. So one of the brothers set out the desire to start a business and work for himself. The other was an academic, went to university and became a lecturer. Fast forward many years and they both obviously hit 60 because they're twins, and the contrast was crazy. The teacher had a 1% increase in salary over the years despite being head of department at a university as well, and never invested his money, just kept it all in a savings account. Whereas the other brother became a multi-millionaire, invested in the stock market, real estate, and even a business selling wine, and so much more. Because he never had all his eggs in one basket and just one income stream. It is one of the most famous millionaire habits and mindsets of them all. Have multiple sources of income, and, bonus tip, never ever put all your eggs in just one basket. The final millionaire habit that will change your life for the better is to set daily goals. Regardless of what is going on in your life, you need to have daily goals. One of my mentors, who's a millionaire, has been setting daily goals for over 30 years. Every single day he would write down in order what he sets out to do to attack his day. This will not just be for his professional life, but also for his personal life. His morning alone looks like this. He would get up and he would actually pray and be grateful to wake up. Then he would stretch and go to his gym and have a workout. Then he'd shower, shave, and have a healthy breakfast, drive to the office. All of that was done before 7 a.m. every morning. That's how disciplined he is. Then he'd go into work and do the same thing with his business. He'd organize his emails, take the most urgent meetings, and so on and so forth, and then attack his day. And he was born poor, had no education, and yet is now a multi-millionaire. All on his own doing, all through hard work, and all from writing his goals down daily. He said to me, when I get up, I write my goals down. When I go to bed, I write my goals down. I need to know where I'm going, what I'm going to do to get there, how I'm going to get there, and so on. Sadly, most people are not like this. They don't even have goals for their entire life, let alone daily. So millionaires think completely differently. What habits do you think you can implement into your life? Perhaps all 6. What have I left out? Please let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.